now. We got the za.
Exactly. We're in the building. So, yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm at work right now. Just arrived to my office an hour ago right now. I'm packing orders as we speak. Right now on the computer, we're watching Chucky.
Yeah.
Amari is here with his girlfriend sitting on the couch. I'm the interviewer right now. But I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah. You know, we're in LA. I came out here to visit Rebecca. And figured since I was out here, might as well hit up Marcy. See we could get together and talk. So, yeah. When did you move out here?
I moved out here 2014, one-way ticket. I had a show in Bakersfield. Got here, the show got canceled.
Oh, shit.
But I was like, fucking, I'm gonna stay. I was like, put out the APB on the internet for like features. Mm-hmm. Like, yo, I'm doing features for $500 because I really needed money because I was broke as fuck. Yeah. And I got $500 and I was like, word. And that $500 lasted me like 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. And I stayed at a homie from school. I went to Howard, so hit up one of my homies from Howard, and I slept on his couch for like 3 months. And then I met my baby mother, and then stayed with her for like a long time. We ended up living together, having a kid, and then that didn't go well. So I ended up just getting my own spot and getting real depressed, and then coming out of the depression, and then doing really well. You know. Now we here in the fucking office, B, you know. LA life story. We still living.
Yeah, like shit. Damn, so it's been like 6 years because you're from like DC, Maryland area, right?
Yeah. Where I'm from PG County. Grew up in Glenarden, Maryland. And I moved around a lot. And then I ended up moving to Virginia in my sophomore year of high school. Moved to Woodbridge, Virginia. Yeah. Went to Osborne Park. And then I hated Osborne Park because the teachers are kind of racist.
That makes sense.
And so I moved with my dad in Fairfax, where the racism was like, it was like less, it was vegan. It was gluten-free racism. So I really liked it at Fairfax. I really did well there. I was in the arts program, like did painting and shit, AP painting. And I was in student government, and I also won like, you know how like you have spring dance? I won like the king of that. So it's like kind of cool school to go to.
Yeah, no, I played baseball out in Virginia just growing up, so I know again my kids went to Fairfax and Osborne Park.
Okay, yeah. Fairfax really good school.
Yeah.
Really good school. Osborne Park, I don't know. I did not like that shit. It's not cool. Cause before Osborne, I went to Roosevelt in Maryland, like Eleanor Roosevelt, and that school is dope as fuck.
Yeah.
So for going to Eleanor to Osborne, it's just like, what the fuck kind of school is this? Like this shit is trash.
It's
such a change. So, but going to Fairfax was like kind of similar to Roosevelt. It was like big school, a lot of money and shit. It's a lot of smart kids.
My grandparents lived right across the street from Roosevelt, like those apartments.
Oh yeah. Definitely. I used to be over those apartments a lot. Yeah. Before and after school.
Like shit.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've definitely been in that area. I know exactly what you're talking about. But when did you start making music?
Well, I played trumpet from 5th grade. If you want to count that as making music. But like as the artistry of MFK Marcy Mane, I would say college, high school, like junior year high school, maybe like in the crib, just like making mixes, and then college. People was like hearing my shit in my dorm, was like, yo, can you make beats? And I was like, yeah, I think so. So I would just make like loops on my turntables and send them shits to people, and they would rap on them. And I was like, yo, this shit sounds kind of tight. And I let my brother hear it, and he was like, yo, this is good. You should keep making beats. So I just kept doing it, and then. Yeah, and then I linked with some homies from Howard, M.I.L.F. Like, you ever heard of M.I.L.F?
Yeah.
Yeah, they all, a lot of them went to Howard, like Mitch, Flim, Sleez, and then Abby Twat is Flim's little brother. So, yeah. But we all met at Howard though, so that's like what kind of like helped me practice being a producer and shit. Yeah.
That's cool. Y'all met at Howard.
Yeah. We met at Howard. Like I was like a class above them, but I did an extra year because I was a painting major, but painting got really boring. So I was like, yo, this is really boring. I don't want to come to this school like Howard to just like be doing painting all day. So I switched to film, and when I switched to film, I got like more involved in like the schooling, because like the arts program is kind of ducked off. Like you were like, if you're in the arts program, you're kind of a ducked off person. You're only like going to be around like the art students, and until you go to like English class. But most of the day you're in the art program. So when I went to school to see, kind of like got mixy. I would call it mixy. Like you start meeting all these different people, and then I ended up meeting them through like joining organizations and shit. And then I got robbed from like. Halloween, my house got robbed. It like took bad money and computers and shit, weed, all this shit. Like they had guns and shit. I wasn't there, but they stole my computer, and I was using my computer to make videos for like different cabinet organizations and shit. Like like promo videos for like the upcoming week or whatever, like AKA week or like whatever week it was. And they would pay me like $300 to $150 for each of these videos because I would shoot it and edit it. So when I got my computer, I couldn't pay my rent no more, and I didn't have my computer to make beats no more. So I linked up with M.I.L.F. because they was like, "Yo, you can use our computer to do that shit." That's how I linked up with them. Yeah, like Sleez more so, and then Sleez was in M.I.L.F. and then he brought me to M.I.L.F. Like, "Yo, can you make us beats?"
So they were already established.
Yeah, they were already established as a clique. I was just MFK by myself.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But from hanging out with Sleez, I like found out a lot of music. You feel me? Like I found out about like Metro Zoo, Lil Ugly Man, and shit like that. Perp, I was already listening to Perp by myself. Like I was already listening to that shit. But like as far as like the shit that I really got like started listening to like religiously, Sleez put me on too.
Do you play any other instruments other than the trumpet?
I can kind of freestyle on keyboard, but I couldn't like play like John Legend or nothing. I'm not John Legend on the keys. I'm not Alicia Keys. No.
Okay.
Just trumpet.
Do you still play trumpet?
Nope. My mom has my trumpet. I think she thinks I'll sell it or something. Like I asked for it mad times, like, yo, can you give me my trumpet? But I think she think I'm gonna sell it. But I won't. She's rare as fuck. I have an MPC, but I don't even know how to use that shit either.
What's an MPC?
MPC 2000. That's like an instrument, low key. It's like a beat machine. Mm-hmm. Like I've made like 2 beats on it so far, but it's literally an instrument beat machine. It's like, you know the shit that Jay Dilla used, the big ass joint, like the shit that the Katt has, the Jazz Cat, the MPC, the big ass shit.
Right.
I have that. That's an instrument too, like low key, but it's very hard to use. Like damn near, it's like the original beat making machine. Like you know how you use Fruity Loops and shit. Mm-hmm. Well, it's not even an original. It's just like one of the classic ones.
I got you.
Yeah. I picked up a bass before and I was jamming on that shit.
Really?
Yeah, I have an ear for music, and then I already know the scales. So I think once you know the scales, if you touch an instrument, you'll be able to ride the scale. So
Yeah, I've yet to really understand like the scales and shit like that.
I think once 5th to senior year in high school, just straight trumpet every day, like once a day. I think you just the shit gets ingrained in your head.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like 1 + 1 is 2, and the scale is there in my head too as well. You know what I mean?
So when did you start making like music videos?
Let me think. My first music video was my senior year in college. I was dating this girl that was also in school for film, and she told me how to edit videos, and it cause I was editing videos for to make money, and she was already in the film school, and she was already knowing how to make videos. So I took the little bit of stuff that she knew, and then started looking up on the internet how to do more effects, and then I did this video for this band called Holy Other. It wasn't even for them. I just shot a video and then put it to their music and put official video on that shit, and then hit up all the blogs, acting like it was a real video. And it got on the Fader, it got on Pitchfork, it got on everything, and the views went crazy. And I feel like that was my first video because it went so crazy. And I finessed that shit on the internet, yo, this is the official video. I'm the director. Because it looked like a real video. They couldn't deny it. It looked like I had 2 girls in it, and the song was creepy as fuck. And they're just walking, the art museum in Philly, that where the steps are.
Yeah. No,
we were walking in there at night, 3 a.m. and it looked creepy as fuck. And the song is creepy, so it matched. Yeah. And then I even hit up the band to say yo, I know that shit wasn't official, but y'all might as well make it official. And they were like, yeah, we'll make it official, whatever. Yeah.
What software were you using at the time?
Then I was using Final Cut Pro, Final Cut 7 at the end, but now I'm using Adobe Premiere. Because I did this internship when I was in school for, what was it? Transportation officials, Commission of Minority Transportation Officials, shit called COMTO in DC, and they bought me that computer I was using in college, that got stolen.
Yeah.
But they also bought me a camera, computer, and they paid me $1,000 a week, so it's fucking dope as fuck. And they took me to Philly, and when I was in Philly, I hit those girls. I was like, yo, let's shoot this video. I'm trying to shoot some footage or whatever. So during that time, I was learning how to make videos for companies and shit. But they let me have this meeting with these professional people that make commercials, and they were like, yo, what program are you using right now? I was like, Final Cut 7. And they were like, well, do you have the new Final Cut, Final Cut X? And I was like, nah. They were like, good, don't get that shit because it's whack. It's it's basically a souped up iMovie, so you should get Adobe. You should switch over.
Oh, so they told you.
Yeah, they got me hip a long time ago before the even switch happened for the industry. Mm-hmm. So they were like, yo, start using Adobe and just learn all the Adobe shit. So,
damn.
What was that? 2012, and it's how many years later, and it's been Adobe. Everybody uses Adobe since then. Yes. I was just ahead of the curve a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. When
do you feel you develop your type of style for music videos specifically?
I think when I started shooting video, when I shot Lofty video, and then I started shooting Cray videos. I developed my style there. It was just okay, I want my videos to look like this. I want them to look trippy, and that was my first go-to. And then I started being okay, I hate that word trippy. I want them to look like some films that I watched, and so I would watch movies and then take bits and pieces from shooting styles and angles and things like that. Started shooting like that, and then learning how I was shooting and what I liked and what it was called, and then we're doing stuff like that. It just shoot better and better and better and better and more better and better.
That makes sense about the movie show.
Yeah.
A lot of videos I've seen, the effects that you do, the shit I've seen
Yeah, a lot of the effects I do, I just focus on 80s effects more so than the new age ones because my computer is slow. So like doing 80s effects with VHS is more is I can come up off of a more realistic feel because if you see an 80s movie, it's so fuzzy. So when they do the effects, you can't even really acknowledge that it's not HD and it doesn't look real. You're just like, whoa, that looks, whoa, like he just disappeared. you'll believe it more if it's HD and I make somebody disappear. Yeah.
Have you shot like any movies?
No movies. Oh, I actually shot my senior project in college, but if you want to count that, but it's nothing original. I shot a remake of FriedDay. It's called FriedDay, like you're fried, you're fried, and basically the whole plot of the movie is based around FriedDay, but instead of Smokey and Craig having to pay back, Big Worm? They had to pay back Big Worm. They had to give back Big Worm weed instead of money. Okay. And what they did was they took all the roaches that they had, and they took all the weed out of all the roaches, and then they sold that shit, and then they got money, and then they bought weed. That was the plot of my movie. It was like some stupid ass shit. Like, imagine if you took all your roaches that you have, take all the weed out of the roaches, and then finesse that shit. It's the za. It's the za. It's the za. Yeah. That was the only movie I did. But I want to make a movie. I have an idea for a movie and everything, like a really good movie. I wouldn't say that right now. It's too good.
Sure.
It's really good though, low key.
Word. New Marcy movie
coming 2026. Movie coming 2026. What year is it? 2020 right now? Yeah, 2026. Movie coming soon.
When did you start the Flexico brand?
I started Flexico brand. Well, the idea of Flexico in college. I had this paper writing about like ideologies and shit. So I just like wrote my paper about whatever ideology I was writing about. I think I was writing about the ideology of Funkadelic.
Oh, really?
And then I found out about all this information of Funkadelic and how they made this whole world around their music. Okay. And I was like, oh shit, I need to do the same shit for mine, because all I was MFK, and all it was like triangle, circle, square. It was like some basic ass shit. But I knew that was like some like basic fundamental pieces to like building blocks. That's what my shit triangle, circle, square was about. It was like, okay, these are the basic shapes of everything, triangle, circle, square. So these are the fundamental building blocks. So then one day I was high as fuck and I drew the map of Flexico. It's like it's literally a teardrop, but I drew it as Egypt, Haiti, and DC, and the rest of the world. I just could combine Haiti, DC, Egypt, and the rest of the world, because I've been to Haiti. I studied like Egypt in elementary school, and I was really like interested in Egypt and things. Egypt like ideologies and things. So I included that in there, and I'm from DC, and DC is similar to Egypt in some similar ways, and then the rest of the world, because I fuck with the whole world.
How are they similar?
Like as far as like the setup of it is, like the capital of the supremacy of the whole setup of like the nation's capital is like based off Egypt. And there's a book called The Nile on the Potomac, and it's basically how DC is like supposed to be a representation of Egypt.
Word.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, Egypt has influence on so many.
Read the book, you guys. Now, The Nile on the Potomac. You know what I mean? Me and my homies used to be smoking weed reading this book.
Facts.
Like,
Egypt's everywhere.
Yeah. Definitely in Paris and DC. Is the Egypt swag. And Paris and DC look alike too.
So, but yeah, so you had the idea of Flexico was when you were in college.
Yes. So I just took like words, like Porter Flex is like Porter Prince, And then a wine is just like one, like me and Craig were saying like wine, wine, like off some like Master P shit, like off some like New Orleans shit. So I named a wine that, and then I named the place Ho. It's like a French, like saying Ho in French, H-A-U-X. And then I made West Ho because it's like, okay, you got Ho and then there's West Ho because there's more hoes. And then where's the? Let me see this map. Cause I can't remember all the places off my head right now. Yeah, that's all. And then Flexico and East Flexico. East Flexico is DC and Flexico is like whatever. It's the rest. It's just everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Word.
And then I put the Nile River through there just because. Why not?
Yeah, no. When did you start making like clothes and shit?
Clothes I started making as soon as I made Flexico. Like I literally made a T-shirt the next week because I was already making clothes since like high school, like Arnold transfer tees with Mike Jones' face on there, or like my face, or some, like just like random tees that I would just wear to school. Arnold transfer, print it out from the computer, Arnold on a T-shirt, and just wear it to school. But my first tees were definitely Mike Jones, Paul Wall. And then when I got to Howard, I started making the MFK hoodies, like the triangle, circle, square, and I started selling those. I did really pretty well, but when I got robbed, I just like couldn't do anything. All I could do was just like figure out how to get some food. You know what I mean? Because they like literally took my that'd be like if all this shit in here burned down. It'd just be like, fuck. Yeah. You like, I gotta start from zero. Start from scratch, and that's what happened. But I guess it just taught me a lesson how to start from scratch over and over. Like, cause I've started from scratch many times since then. Like my shit burned down right before Corona. Yeah. The spot we were living in. It was like a big art gallery, bigger than this and more open space. And then me and my homie Chris had our own studios, but we could just chill in this big ass art open space, and it was nice. And there was paintings all over the walls. Damn. So I had to start up from that. And
all that shit burned down.
Yeah, the whole thing didn't burn down, but a lot of our art got damaged, and also we didn't get no insurance money from it. Like they got insurance money, but they did not give me and my homie none. It's fucked up, low key.
That's wild as shit.
Low key could sue, but not going to do it.
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a whole nother thing. It's just like, fuck though. It's like, cause my paintings came back damaged, and it's like, yo, could have definitely like said this painting was worth like 2 bands and gave me 2 bands. Cause why not? Yeah. Shit is worth 2 bands. Shit. And we black, and my homie Spanish, and they was on that Black Lives Matter shit. So I'm like, how y'all on Black Lives Matter shit, and y'all ain't even Lives Matter to black? Right. Shit, you might as well not even say that shit, because that shit is it's like a troll at that point. Right. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, wait, so you started making clothes right when you started Flexico?
Well, before.
High school.
Then I started making like clothes for Goth Money. Yeah. And then from there, I started learning how to make clothes myself, because when I was making the MFK hoodies and shit, I was like making the design and sending it to some company online, and they would send me a box of MFK hoodies, but the shit was fucking expensive as hell. Like 12 hoodies cost like $500. You feel me? Now I can make 12 hoodies by myself with my own hands, and it cost me like $50. You feel me? Like, cause I'm doing it by myself. Yeah. There's not even like I'm doing the design. I'm doing the whole process. There is no middleman. I'm the man. Like I'm the man. I'm the man with the I'm the whole thing. Like I don't even have to talk to nobody. At no point. I just talk to the customer, and that's it. It's just me and the customer and nobody else. So but it is a lot of work though, cause I have to print this shit, I have to pack this shit, and I have to make music. So you gotta find time to do all 3 of those things.
Like shit.
Yeah. And I have to make music videos. Gotta do all of that shit. It's hectic. Some days I just be like, I'm not gonna do anything but this. I'm gonna do nothing but make music today. Today I'm gonna make videos, or today I'm just gonna come here and pack my orders. Yeah, but I have to.
I feel like that can be kind of hard to stay on one thing.
I can't stay on one. I have to rotate them throughout the week. Like Monday, Friday, definitely finna be in here packing orders or shipping orders, either or. Yeah. And then Wednesdays, might just make beats, might not do anything. Mm-hmm. And then there's been a lot of past Tuesdays where I'm just staying in the house, shorty wave, just only with girlfriend wave, like because I need to rest. And then we were going to the studio at night from like Fridays and Saturdays from like 12 to 5 a.m.
Boy.
Yeah. But since I'm working for myself, it's like a lot of time to rest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're in complete control.
Yeah, I'm complete control. Yeah, I can overwork or I can underwork.
Yeah.
Or I can just keep it balanced. Mm-hmm. It's either or.
Yeah, no, it's a good balance. They're just good all around.
Like, what was it, Friday? I came in here, thought I was going to work, and just took a nap on that couch. I couldn't do anything. I was just so stoned from the night before.
Chill.
Yeah. Like, but I feel like as long as I come in here, I'm still working because I low key am. Like just gotta come in here. As long as I come in here, then I'm doing something good for myself, and that's important. Just to be in here, cause like this is my creative zone. But I bought this spot to just create. That's it, nothing else. Mm-hmm. And then other people that want to be creative can come here too and like do whatever they want. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like the fact that you're in control of what you're doing and like your schedule and shit is like very clutch. And especially now with like Corona and shit too. Yeah,
the whole Corona thing has just been allowed me to get in touch with myself more and know what I want to do and allow me the time to do it. And now there is no time. It's just like you just do you do the shit and you go to sleep and then you wake up again. That's it. And the sun goes up and down and the moon comes up too. That's it. That's like somebody told me the other day, like, yo, it's daylight savings. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? That shit is not even apply anymore. Like, I don't care what time are we saving. You know what I mean? Ain't no daylight savings time. It's just right now. You better get it in or not. You got two choices. You can sleep or you can be awake, or you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can be a horse, you can be a broom, you can be a guy, you can be a girl, whatever. You just better just do it. Whatever. You just better just do it.
I feel like we were talking about this earlier, but what's some of like what's the weirdest show you've done so far, like during Corona times, like online?
I did a show on Chaterbate.com. Go check it out. Make sure your mom's not around. Watch it. It's a porn website, and I wrote up this proposal that we would do a show in the desert. So we rented an Airbnb in the desert, mm-hmm. and we did a show for 7 hours streaming on Chaterbate.com. We didn't have to pull no titties out or nothing, but they paid us. We had one of our homegirls that strips. We had her there. She didn't even get naked. Maybe she did. I don't know. I wasn't looking at the chat the whole time because I was like low key hooking up shit in the background and performing and shit. But we rented the Airbnb. It was like on this supposed 5 acres of private land. It wasn't private. It was fucking people right next door, and they were complaining and shit, saying that we had live instruments. It's a fucking small ass radio, but yeah, they paid us each $1,000, mm-hmm. and we just performed our songs, had a fucking good time, and it was low key just a private party with our friends. Word. But we wrote up the proposal, and we executed it professionally. So it was just like
Yeah.
They had to, like, the way I wrote it up and the way we executed, they had to, like, just pay us. Because it was like the lineup was me, Posh, my girl, her homegirl, who's a artist from Chile. They're like both like reggaeton type artists, and they like their whole demographic, a whole different demographic of art fans than me. Yeah. And I have my demographic of fans, and it was like a combination of these two worlds on this porno website. So it was just like, and we had a beer sponsorship and sponsored by Dankwoods. So I was able to finesse all that.
That sounds like a finesse for real.
It wasn't even a finesse. It was just like a lit showcase. The finesse was that Corona allowed this to happen. Like get funding because what other choice that you can't go out for a concert, so all the concerts are online. And if you have like the internet like savviness to pull it off, you can do it. And I damn near I feel that role right now. Just happen to be the guy for the job to feel the internet savviness of all areas. You feel me? Like we've been practicing our whole lives, and they were just like, "Yo, right now we're gonna give you Corona, Kamala, all that shit right now." I was like, "Word,
yeah.
Let me eat." That's what it is. Is eat time. Low key. About to receive all the juice. Cause Howard Homecoming next year gonna be fucking lit. Yeah. If everything leading up to that for me is just like everything's just more and more lit every day. Corona's been like a blessing in disguise, low key.
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
I don't know how it is for everybody else, but for me it is. Yeah. I know everybody's not like.
Oh nah, for sure.
Everybody's not like. Everybody's not doing well. Some people are doing really bad, but for me at least.
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually really wild. Because some people.
I know it's ass for some people, but like since we lived in LA, they like gave us EDD. You feel me? So. You feel me? Like boys, everybody over here got guap, but I know they didn't give nobody money in the middle of the country. So it's just like
they're getting hit right now.
They're getting hit. I'm not gonna act like they're not having, but I'm having.
Yeah. At this point, it's kind of just like you gotta figure out what you can do with what you got.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
Yeah. For sure.
Cause it's like it's really survival of the fittest right now, especially after this election shit. Like it's really about to be on that. Like you better democratic shit is like really like you better work hard so you can get to where you need to be.
Yeah, and I also feel like everyone is just like prepping and getting ready for like shit to hit the fan.
Yeah, they're prepping and shit for shit to hit the fan, and also it's just like some people think they're like the struggle is over because the fucking they won or something. Like I saw somebody post today, racism is over. I was like, delete this. Yeah, like, what are you talking about? Like, I feel the same way that I did in the beginning of the years, regardless of this, all that racism shit. Nothing has changed. Give me my reparations, and then I'll forgive everybody. I swear. Give me the rep, and everybody is cool with me. Yeah, y'all cool with me. Everybody's cool with me now, but like the forgiveness will be forgiven. I'll be like, word. I feel for like these bands. These bands let me know that America is sorry because I'm counting them now. Like. All the bands that like my great grandparents worked for, I'm counting them. Thanks, great grandma, you did this for me. That's how I would feel. But until then, it's no forgiveness. Apology not accepted. The apology must come in cash payment only. That's it.
What's a good movie you see in the last like 2 weeks?
Okay. Watch Dreams by Akira Kurosawa. Akira Kurosawa. Dreams. It's like made in like 1993, I think. Let me see. And then Poko. And that's a Ghibli film.
Word.
But both Japanese films.
Okay.
They're really good. Let me see.
What's Dreams about?
Dreams is, I think it's about this little boy's life in Japan, like before and after they dropped the bomb.
Shit.
But it's like, I can't even really explain it. It's just like really, it's a visual film. It's more visuals than anything. You don't really have to even hear anybody speak. You can just watch it and be captivated just by the colors and shit. Like,
cool.
I think they said, somebody told me this film director, it was his first time like using color, so he went wild with the colors.
Okay, word.
But it's really good, like this part and shit. I watched this on shrooms, and it, like, not like a full trip, but just like a little microdose. It was real chill, like really nice. And Poko is about raccoons. It's like, but it's like Japanese folklore more so, about how raccoons can morph and turn into like different things. And it also includes like the yokai folklore about these like monsters that are around us every day. They like do different things, like maybe you lost your keys, there's a yokai that steals keys or some shit like that. But yeah, those are the last two movies that I was like, I watched 2 times, like when I watched them, because they were that good.
Cool.
Yeah. You can rent this one on YouTube, Dreams, for like 99 cents for the HD version, or you can watch the shitty version for free, but the HD version is better.
Japanese movies about like the atomic bomb are just so crazy, like rightfully so. Like obviously.
Yeah, that was shitty for them.
Yeah, but like it just looks crazy. Like, the ideas that stem from it and shit.
Yeah, there's an anime. Can't remember the name of it right now. Always find it because I have to search Japanese anime films about atomic bomb. But there's one really good visual of when the bomb hits. It's so fucking crazy. Like their skin is flying off. Like babies are melting and shit.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about, and I saw it for this class.
Picodon is the one I'm talking about.
I think that's what it's called. And yeah, it's like it's animated, and you see like their skin.
Just fly off. It's just crazy as fuck.
So when did you start doing the like DJ sessions at NTS?
And
like how did that?
I got that through Posh, my homie POSHGOD.
Word.
Because he had a show on there already, and the NTS wasn't even in LA yet. They were just based in London. And then when we did the Goth Money tour in Europe, the first one, I had hit up Posh, and I was like, "Yo, can you put me in contact with NTS?" He was like, "Yo, just hit them up. They probably already know who you are," and they already knew who I was. So I was like, "Yo, we're coming to London. Can you book us a venue to do a show?" And they did. And then after we did the show, I was like, "Yo, can I get a fucking monthly show on NTS?" They were like, "Yeah, we're down. Just like email this person and this person." And then they got a station in LA. So like my first show was like literally like probably like the first month at the station in LA and shit. So I've just been doing it there since 2015.
Damn.
Yeah.
So there's like an actual like NTS building?
Yeah, there was. I don't know if now because Corona, so I don't even know like what their money situation looking at, because they were doing a lot of like events and shit for Guap. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
How'd you meet POSHGOD?
I was a fan of Metro Zoo, and then 2011 or 2012, I went to New York, and they were in New York, and I was like, "Yo, let's link up down to shoot a video." And then I shot Pressure for Lofty, and then we've been cool ever since then.
Word.
Yeah.
Damn. That was like a while ago.
That was man ago.
Shit. And that's how y'all met, like, you met like all, because you met
the whole.
Did you meet RUBENSLIKK too?
The whole not the whole Posh gang, but I met Ruben, Lofty, fucking Posh, and then I met Mike DC out here.
Cool.
And I met Denzel out here. or maybe somewhere else. Maybe at South by.
Snap.
Yeah.
Have you like talked to Ruben
in recent years?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Shouts out to Ruben, but I don't know, man. You know?
Yeah.
It's just a lot. I still listen to Ruben. I still play his music. But as far as, like, tapping in with him, it's, like, hard for me to tap in with him because he got, like, a lot going on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it seems like it.
But I fuck with his music, and he helped me rap. You feel me? He helped me, like, I remember when I first linked up with him, I was rapping at the time, but he helped me, like, learn how to catch the flow a lot. So, respect to him for that shit. He's, like, one of the best rappers I ever heard.
Yeah, no, he can really rap.
Yeah, he's one of the best, like, one of the best rappers I ever heard. He's just got, like, the most demons on anybody I've ever seen, though. You know what I mean? So, it's like, damn, this being the best rapper I've ever heard come with having the most demons ever. I don't know. It seemed that way. But shouts out to bro though. It's my long lost bros. You know, you lose a lot of bros in these years.
Yeah, like shit. Are you still managing RCB? And like, how'd you meet them?
I met them out here. Let me think. Diamond, I think Diamonds was the first one to reach out to me some years ago, and then hanging out, making music and shit, and then they were like, no, they were having trouble with their like merch and shit, because it's like kind of hard to figure out how to send merch properly and the labels and all that shit when you get a lot of orders. So they like, yo, can you help us? And I was like, yeah, I'll help you guys like do whatever, book shows, do merch, whatever y'all do.
Okay.
Yeah. I just be managing them, but like I just help them do shit, and then as far as like when they sell their merch on my website, that shit is taken care of. But as far as like when they doing shit on their own, I can't even like, you know what I'm saying? I can't. Yeah. I got no jurisdiction over that. So like, some people be getting confused. They be like, I bought this from such and such, and they won't respond to me, and they block me, and I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? Spank them or something? Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, get out of my DM.
Yeah.
But I think they're doing well right now. They're like, as far as like, I see like a lot of potential in them. That's the only reason I even manage them. I wouldn't even be trying to manage nobody that I see. Yeah. Like, I'm managing these artists. They trash, but you know, I'm a manager. Because it's not even something I want to do, really. Yeah. I feel like it's just something that is probably I'm going to fall into, because it's just like it goes along with like the style of music that I want to make, and like the culture of hip hop that I like subscribe to since I was a little kid.
Yeah,
you know.
It seems like it's all natural too.
It's natural. It's not like it's not forced. So. Yeah. Like for them, I made CDs. Helped them get their hats. Me and Posh made like a lot of hoodies and shit for them, and now I'm making a plush for Diamonds and High C, like 2 different plush. Yeah, it's gonna be dope as fuck. Yeah, that's nice. And then I'm supposed to be helping Lil Kawhi make a CD as well.
Word.
Yeah, she's like really trying to like make some real shit, but not even trying to like be all hyphy about it. Just do it, and then the hyphiness will come like from just being real.
It's the best approach.
Yeah.
Real recognize real. You've always stand-up comedy?
Yes. Chappelle. It's my favorite. Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm not gonna say of course, but Chappelle's my favorite.
Top like 3 to 5 comedians that you really fuck with.
You said what?
What are like your top 3 to 5?
Chappelle, Paul Mooney, and I can't think of a third. Cause this is like the third one is like so many people can fill that third spot.
Yeah.
I don't know, Martin, John Leguizamo.
Katt
fucking
Williams.
Seinfeld, Katt Williams fill those third spots for me.
Fucking, do you fuck with David Tell?
David Tell. He's Indian, right?
No, I think
No, I'm
she's
thinking
Jewish.
Patel. No, I don't know.
He's like in the same.
And that one dude that talked about the hot pockets, like the hot pocket.
Doug Benson.
Yeah, the mini hot pockets and the big hot pockets. He's fills that third spot too.
Facts. Nah, David Tell, he's in that same like group as like Bill Burr and like Joey Diaz. And I guess like Joe Rogan too.
Okay.
But his whole thing is like joke writing.
Mm-hmm.
So he just goes on stage and writes just delivers like a bunch of jokes
Mm-hmm.
and like working the crowd and shit.
Yeah.
So he just like talks shit to the crowd. But he's like he's old now.
I like the black dude that does that. He comes out with the notepad. He's like, I don't think that one's gonna work.
Oh yeah.
He comes out with a book full of jokes. He's like, I don't think that one's gonna work, y'all.
Yeah.
Going to the next joke.
No, my top 3, 5, definitely Dave Chappelle, Paul Mooney, and then Katt Williams.
Have you ever pulled up in a Dave Chappelle show out there in Ohio?
I went to a Dave Chappelle show in New York.
I'm talking about one of those cornfield shows he be having.
Nah,
Yeah.
I didn't go to any of
That's
those.
hard.
But I did see him live.
Never seen him live.
That shit was.
I went to a Dave Chappelle after party in Amsterdam, but he wasn't there. He already had left at the fucking Soho House in Amsterdam.
Cool.
Fuck, it was like when I walked in that bitch though, it looked like that shit was cracking. Cause we had our show at the same time, and they were like, "Yo, let's fucking go to that Dave Chappelle after party at Soho House." So we rushed down there, and my homie had a membership with Soho House. Then we finally got in, and then the party was just like over. It was just like people just trashed leaving, like fucked up, bro.
That's funny as shit. Oh, another question is Steez Keefy your brother?
Yeah, that's my real brother.
Word.
I asked him to drop more shit.
Yeah, does he still make music and shit?
No. He's like, man, I'm tired of this shit. Like, he just don't like. He doesn't like the culture of it anymore. Which is sad because he can really make beats, but he don't like the culture of like the shit because it don't make sense. Like, there's no like.
Yeah.
It ain't no story to it no more. It's just like, I don't know. It's like the new seasons of Pokemon. You can't keep track of these new Pokemon. It's just too many. The first season they dropped 150, and they was like, okay, these will evolve to this. And then they was like, the new seasons, they just was like, yo, fuck them first 150. We got these new Pokemon, and the first 150 not even finna evolve no more. Yeah. That's how I feel about the music. It's just like, they didn't even give a chance for this shit to evolve until they throw the remix of the 2 artists that you like. They dropped a new artist that is those 2 artists that you just like that was in the underground, but we finna drop a mainstream artist is the 2 underground artists that you like, because we made them in the lab. We had her in the cut. This is Will Smith's cousin's daughter, and we finna make her a star.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is now.
So my brother was like, fuck that. I'm gonna just make beats and listen to them for myself. And that's what he does. He just makes beats and listen to them in his car. And then when I pull up, we're like, damn, this shit hard as fuck. Let me get this.
Yeah, no, because I remember when I got hit.
Damn near I do the same thing. Like, I don't be putting on all my music now, because it's like, I just drop it when I feel like it. Like, and I'm like, all right, I'll listen to it enough for myself. It's ready. But I used to just drop like shit like right when I record it. But now it's just like, what's the point? It's just like, I don't know. It don't hit. Shit ain't the same.
Cool. But yeah, no, when I got hit to y'all in like 2014 or whatever, and I was just going through like the Goth Money Bandcamp, I noticed like the Steez Keefy production shit's like way more than some of the other shit.
Yeah.
They was always noticeable, so it's just very different.
Yeah, his shit was going up. Like, look, his shit was going up. I think, like, what happened was he moved out here. He moved out here before I did. Got married. Although, not got married. He had a kid. And then shit went sour. And he moved back to DC. And then he just stopped making beats.
Cool.
Yeah. It's like, it just happened like that.
Yeah. How it goes. What are the Maroons? Because I remember seeing.
Oh, Maroons are like black people that were captured slaves, but they got away from the fucking slave colonies, and then they usually went to the mountains and shit and then they linked up with like Native Americans. Word. And then they would create like Maroon societies and shit, and then they would like sometimes attack the fucking slave shit, and then they would go back and live in the mountains, speak their own language, and do their own thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's not a lot of movies or anything about it, but I'll always look up information about different Maroon tribes. There's like a lot that were in South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, and Maryland. Yeah. Well, mainly where a lot of the Native Americans were on the East Coast.
There were tons of really successful ones.
Yeah. The first revolt that happened with a slave colony was in Mexico, and those people were Maroons.
Word.
Yeah. They don't really be telling history about it. But the first slave revolt was in Mexico, in black people in Mexico, but they don't really say that shit like that. They don't really tell you much about Tucson Louverture at that.
No, they really don't.
Yeah.
They say it happened in Haiti. They don't even say like who led it or anything.
No, they don't really say it happened. They don't really give the depth about how like crazy that was for them to beat Napoleon in his game. Like it's pretty big.
Like shit.
The niggas had mad straps.
Nah, for real. What music have you been listening to recently?
Let me think. Lil Shyne, this little white kid, Lil Shyne. I just got put onto his music. NGeeYL.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's off the top of my head. The newest things that I've been listening to is those two. Everything else I've been listening to from last year, from like Cartier and all, like RCB and all that shit, all that Artie was listening to. Now I'm like, oh shit, this little kid, Lil Shyne is hard. It's like little white kid from Minnesota.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I heard Lil Shyne.
You never heard of him?
Mm-hmm.
His music is like, it's like perfect, like for the like he downloaded the swag so perfectly, and it's undeniable. You can't deny it. Like, yeah, he white, but come on, he's a little kid, and he grew up off this. You could tell he grew up off the swag, so you can't even say it's not authentic.
What are the like top 3 albums from your own discography that you like?
My own.
Yeah, what are your top 3 favorites?
ScrewBoss. The last one I just dropped, Gucci Line 3, and I don't even know what I dropped. Fucking the orange one. The orange one. I think that's Laheem.
Oh,
Laheem.
word.
The one before, like the black and white one, I don't like that one. I was depressed as fuck. So when I listen to it, it just sounds depressing as fuck to me. And then those 3.
Yeah.
And then the Goth Money albums are fucking classics.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you like mixed all of them, right?
Yeah, I would like get the tracks and like add all the drops and shit.
Yeah.
I didn't like mix them like as far as like engineering,
Yeah.
but I would like chop and screw them, and DJ them is like, and put the drops. And then I got my homegirl from DC to make the drops. You know Dylan? Dylan the Gypsy. Yeah, she that's her, that like the Goth, that's her voice.
Oh, word.
The British one is this girl from London, this girl named Reheavan, and this other girl named Shalaanwar. But those are the girls. You know what I'm saying? I've had to make that on their phone, just like a voice memo. Just record it and send it to me, and then I put that in Logic and then made my drops.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And the last question, what you expect
next? Shit. Tours. When the corona's over, that's what I'm focused on right now. Getting back in the world, getting back with the peoples. Like, cause right now we just been quarantined, so that's what's next for me. Just like, I really want to go back to Europe, but I also want to do some shows in America too, because damn near I've been on tour in Europe more than like I haven't done a show in Chicago. I haven't done a show in Detroit, and I have like fans there because I can see on my plays like where I have a lot of plays from in Detroit, Chicago, Dallas, places. Well, I've been to Dallas, but Detroit, Chicago, I haven't been there. So, but for real, I already got like. We got investors for a show in Europe next year. Yeah. Because artists be wanting to go to Europe and they got money. So they just be like, yo, could you like help us with a tour out there? And I'm like, yeah, because I got the plugs. Yeah. Just give me some money. And I'll show you the plug. You gotta pay for the plug though. That's how I feel. They're just essentially just paying for the plugs.
Thanks. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you for letting me come through and ask questions and shit.
You already know. You're welcome to the zone anytime.
All right.
I gotta take a photo before y'all leave.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, this was MFK Marcy Mane Movie. Yeah. SleepWalker Radio.